March Madness, it is here. It is officially here, and it just hit us like a ton of bricks, man. This tournament is just as crazy as ever. A 16 beating a 1, 15 beating a 2, upsets left and right. Sweet 16 is amongst us, and Princeton is still in it. Princeton is still in it, man. This tournament, boy, we love it. We love every second of it, man. Let's get into this. All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in again to Big B Sports Talk. I appreciate it. Running solo today. My co-partner with college basketball he's actually in Vegas, so having some fun there. So I'm taking it on solo today. But you know what? We got a great show. We got a great show lined up for you today, man. It's March Madness. It's crazy. And I'm just going to start right off with it. You see me. You see how I'm dressed. I got my K-State blacks on. I go, K-State is still in this thing, man. And I love our chances. But let's break down each matchup and go from there and see who's going to make the round of the Final Four. Let's go from there. First matchup, obviously, I'm starting out with K-State. Look, K-State is hot. They're playing well. They're playing confident. Coaches are coaching confident. I like K-State in this matchup against Michigan State. Now, it's going to be tough. Look, Michigan State's not the same Michigan State team that we've seen in the past. They shoot the ball really, really well. Tom Izzo, top 5 coach all time, in my opinion. He's changed his philosophy. He used to be a grinded out, we're just going to grind every single possession, try to win in the high 50s, the low 60s. Can't win in college basketball like that anymore, man. You can't do that. You got to score some points. He figured out what a lot of the other Big Ten teams have still not been able to figure out. You got to score points, and they can score some points. They can shoot it really well. They shoot the 3 ball really well. They didn't lose any of the toughness. Now, they don't defend like they used to defend in years past, but they shoot that 3 ball really, really well. K-State's advantage, though, K-State defends the 3 ball really, really well. So if K-State, and I mentioned it yesterday, if they just keep the turnovers down, continue to play ultra aggressive, and keep defending, I think K-State wins this one. Moving on. Tennessee against FAU. Yeah, Tennessee, I like Tennessee in this matchup. Look, Tennessee they defend. They play really, really physical style of basketball. They like to muck it up a little bit. I think they're just going to be too talented for Florida Atlantic. Now, that's not to say that FAU doesn't have talented basketball players. That's not what I'm saying. But, I just think that their run is going to end. I don't think they're going to be able to make enough shots against Tennessee to keep the ball rolling. I just don't think they're going to be able to make enough shots. I like Tennessee in that matchup. And just to finish off that bracket, I'm taking K-State. Call me a homer if you want to. I don't care. Maybe it is a homer pick. I'm taking K-State to get to the Final Four. Again, they're playing well. They're playing aggressive, and they're playing smart. We got in a lull about 3/4 away of the season. We just got sloppy with the basketball. Last few games, we've cleaned that up. I think that continues. I think we get hot. Marquise Noel is playing out of his mind. I don't even know if it's out of his mind. He's just playing what we've seen all year. He's doing what we've seen all year. The rest of the country just didn't pay enough attention. That's all. Just didn't pay enough attention. I like K-State. Now, Keontae Johnson is going to have to show up. It was a bad matchup with Kentucky. That was a bad matchup for him. Long, athletic guys are going to cause him problems. But he still found a way, to get the job done. And they're all going to find a way to get to the Final Four. Jerome Tang, I'm telling you, K-State in the Final Four. All right, now let's move on. Alabama against San Diego State. Look, San Diego State is a good, solid basketball team. Alabama is the most talented team in the country. They're definitely the most talented team left. I like Alabama in this matchup. I actually think Alabama wins by 10-plus points. It'll be close early. I just think the talent is going to win the day. Now, look, I am not a Nate Oates guy. I haven't been all year. I don't know. I know he put together a great team, so you can't knock him for that. X's and O's, I don't know. I don't know. But they are just ultra talented, more talented than everybody else. And, I'm one of those guys, again, in college coaching, 65% of your job is to get the guys there. X's and O's. So that may be a problem down the road for Alabama when it comes to, the talent maybe matches up a little bit better. But in this matchup specifically, I just think they're too talented for San Diego State. Next matchup, old Princeton Tigers. Princeton is still in it. Old Princeton, man. I played AAU basketball way back in the day with their head coach, Mitch Henderson. Great guy. Went to Culver Military Academy in Indiana. They played some outstanding basketball last weekend. Just some outstanding basketball. I think they played good again, but Creighton is too tough. Creighton is just too tough. Creighton was one of those teams at the beginning of the year, everybody thought Creighton was going to be good. Big guy gets sick. They lose some games that they maybe shouldn't have lost. They start to get it back together, and now Creighton is playing like the team that everybody thought that they were going to be at the beginning of the year. Everybody thought they were going to be good. Creighton is playing that way. Creighton moves on in this matchup. Now we got Alabama against Creighton. Look, everybody wants Alabama and thinks Alabama's going to win. Alabama's more talented. But remember earlier, I told you that coaching was going to come into play. McDermott is a better coach than Oates. I'm taking Creighton going to the Final Four. I'm doing it. Yes, I know Alabama is more talented than they are. I'm just telling you, X's and O's are going to end up coming down. It's going to come down to that. And Oates, not that guy. Not that guy. Maybe he proves me wrong. I don't think he will. I got Creighton going to the Final Four. Let's move on to the other side of the bracket. So we got Houston against Miami. Miami, everybody thought Miami was going to be a pretty good team. They lost some games they shouldn't have lost during the season, but I think Miami ended up being what everybody and a lot of people thought they were going to be. Houston, everybody knew they were going to be good. They were good. Kelvin Sampson, great coach. If Marcus Sasser is healthy, they're a Final Four team. I'm still not 100% convinced that he's healthy. I'm just not convinced that he is. However, I think they got enough to beat Miami in this game. I think they got enough. Next game, Xavier at Texas. I think this is going to be a really good basketball game. K-State fans, don't hate me. I think Texas is going to win, and I just think Texas is better than Xavier. They got better players. They got really good guards. And not that Xavier doesn't, but Texas is just better than they are, and Texas is going to win. I like Texas. It seems like they've kind of rallied around each other after the whole Chris Beard incident. I just really, really like Texas. They're playing really well. We knew they'd be good. They're playing extremely well. I like them to win this game, and I like Texas going to the Final Four. And lastly, last bracket here, we got Arkansas against UConn. Look, Arkansas is a top 5, as far as talent-wise, top 5 in the country. They got guys that are going to play in the NBA, going to play for a long time in the NBA. And their best player, Nick Smith, not even 100% healthy. He's out there, but he's not 100% healthy. Look, Arkansas is an ultra-talented team. I like their coach. I like Eric Musselman. Having said all of that, UConn wins the game. There was a point in time this season that UConn was playing like the best team in the country, and a lot of people thought they were the best team in the country. Hit a little bit of a lull. That happens when you get into conference play. Teams kind of figure it out a little bit, know who you are. They got it back. They got it rolling. UConn rolls on in this matchup. Then outside of the K-State game, the next game, I think that Gonzaga and UCLA is the best game of the entire Sweet 16. I think this is going to be the best game, again, besides the K-State, Michigan State game. So I like Gonzaga. Jalen Carter, his absence on UCLA, I think it rears its ugly head. Unfortunately, that injury, the guy's the best defensive player in the country. He just is. He is. And I think that comes back to bite him. Look, This is a year that nobody's talking about Gonzaga. All these past years, people have been talking about Gonzaga. This year, nobody's talking about Gonzaga. I think this is a year that they can possibly win this thing, man. They can possibly win this thing. However, UConn is going to beat them and go to the Final Four. I said all that to still take UConn. I think UConn is just ultra talented. I think UConn makes it. So in the Final Four, we got Kansas State, we got Alabama, we got UConn, and we got Texas. Again, K-State fans, don't hate me, but it's just a fact. Texas is playing well. So I appreciate it, man. If I'm just, man, this tournament in general has just been nuts. It has just been nuts. And I think, I don't know. The March Madness to me is my favorite time of the year. Better than bowl season, better than all of it. The parity in college basketball. I know a lot of people don't like it. Hey, man, why? Why don't you like seeing a 16 beat a 1? Now, we knew Purdue was a fraud. Don't get me wrong. We knew that Purdue was a fraud. We've been calling it since January. Purdue was a fraud. We knew that. However, it was still great to see Fairleigh Dickinson beat them. You know, Princeton is still in it. They're a 15 seed. They beat Arizona. Arizona was playing outstanding at the end of the year, man. This is great. Parity in college basketball is outstanding. Anybody that doesn't like it or complains about it, man, you're not a real college basketball fan. You can't be. Or one of your teams got beat early, and so you're butthurt about it and you're upset, which, you know what? I get that. At the end of the day, though, if you're a college basketball fan, you got to love this parity. You got to love March Madness, man. It's everything that we love. So thank you guys again for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Do not forget, like, subscribe to the page, man. Leave all the comments that you can. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Tell me about it. But more importantly, just to help support the channel, just remember to subscribe to the page, like the videos, comment on all the videos. That helps me more than you guys know, man. And you do a great job of that already.